Hi everyone, welcome to 10 Minutes of Design with Chinedu Unfiltered. Here, we'll be talking about UX design, product strategy, products people use and how they make them feel, the latest technologies and how it is used by UX designers. All this from a professional, data-driven and personal view, which is undiluted. In this episode, I'll be talking about function versus beauty. Very interesting and controversial topic, right? Which should be sacrificed at the altar of design. I have come across this topic on several occasions on X, formerly Twitter, and design groups on WhatsApp, and quite a lot of people don't know what to do about it. I mean, you get different reasons why one should be sacrificed for the other, and honestly, those reasons are legit. Reading those arguments would open your mind to how designers generally think about design, as opposed to how a developer would ordinarily think about design. And this made me wonder, is this the reason why PMs are the middlemen between designers, devs, and businesses? And what if there wasn't a PM? Would the relationship between designers and developers suffer? Anyway, this is another topic for another day. Let's get back to the matter at hand. I know that there have been several arguments, most not starting today, on what should be sacrificed in the event that a decision has to be made. Let's do something in honor of understanding what these two things really mean. So, what is function? A function is simply defined as a relationship between inputs, where each input is related to exactly one output. Take for example, I tried entering my email address and password to access my account. Now this equals to an input. And after entering my details, what do you think would happen? I gain access to my account, right? Which equals to an output. And this action is directly related what? To my input. An action has to be carried out for me to get particular feedback that relates to what I have entered. This is just as simple as that. I know you are currently thinking, wait, is that all? So why do I go through all this stress to make my designs beautiful? Is that all the users requires? Well, it really doesn't work that way. Alright, it doesn't work that way. So, what is beauty, which is also known as aesthetics in the design world? Beauty is simply defined as the combination of qualities of a person or a thing that delights the senses and pleases the mind. There are two key things to pick from this definition, which are delighting the senses and pleasing the mind. You cannot start picturing the purpose of beauty as a key factor in designing a digital product, right? What we think might be a complex issue might just be us misunderstanding the purpose and relevance of function and beauty in the grand scheme of things, where both can coexist without having to sacrifice one for the other. As designers, you might grapple with the fact of what should be prioritized. Should you prioritize making something work seamlessly, or should you prioritize the allure of beauty over function? Designer, I simply focused more on beauty. It felt good. It is simply what people tend to see, and that design had no need to be functional. But as I have grown, I realized that it is a joke. Let me share a little bit of my story. You see, as a designer who started off as a graphic designer in school, I couldn't grasp the importance of function in design. Everything for me was to make things beautiful and pleasant to the eye. I have always thought that was the essence of design, and to me, it felt empty. I've always been that type of guy who ties purpose to anything I do. So I asked myself a series of questions before I venture into anything. Questions could range from, what does this do? How will it help me get better? And how can it help the business and customers understand what they need to get or do? So without an answer to these questions, I will find it really difficult to continue with anything. So just designing for beauty really felt soulless until I worked together with a digital marketer. It made me understand how my designs tie to sales and communication, and then I was able to connect my design to the function of marketing. You see, I designed banners, posters, and flyers to make sure that customers see what we sell so we can make sales and make a profit. This was when it all started making so much sense to me, and it got exciting to be a designer at the same time. This sparked my drive to find something more. I had been this guy, I had wanted it, so what was stopping me? and then I discovered digital product design. It just felt natural to me on that path as a career. It didn't feel easy. It had all the perks I wanted in a career: continuous growth, unending problem solving, and a chance to connect with the users. I thought to share this story because it sits well with the current topic we are discussing: how function and beauty work together, and one without the other will be really felt by the user or customers. For me, it was working hand in hand with the digital marketer that changed the way I think about beauty and function. And for you, it could be something different, something entirely different, like something unique or something not unique. But then it brings you to that realization that both actually work hand in hand. Now, let's take it down a notch to my role as a UX designer and a product person. Recently, I was given a problem to work on, and it is unlike me to focus on the beauty first. I tend to always understand how the backend would interact with the front end before I can continue. This simple conversation and information with the dev team is so powerful, and it eliminates the need to go back and forth on a problem that is not required to take long. The problem was centered around making it accessible for users to trust a device. The functionality was to make sure that the account can only trust multiple devices, but one device would serve as a 2FA, which is a two-factor authentication, and that device will have to be the primary device of that particular customer. Other devices will serve as a secondary device, right? And in as much as the functionalities are clear, executing the design for customers to engage with is a difficult ball game. Was it challenging? Yes, it was. But would this process enable the users to have a seamless experience? Absolutely yes. I have come to realize that the pursuit of this delicate balance on products makes it efficient to use and adopt across the board. And as much as a challenge it is, this is what makes UX design fulfilling. So, what am I trying to say in essence from my personal experience? Don't view the tension between function and beauty as a burden. Instead, see it as an invitation to create something extraordinary. It is not about sacrificing one for the other, it's about orchestrating a symphony where both elements play in harmony. As I continue to navigate this ever evolving landscape, one thing is clear: the magic happens when you embrace the dance between function and beauty. I hope this has been helpful to you. Kindly tune in to my next episode. Till next time, signing out, Chinedu.